You are watching or listening to What's the Tea? My name is Lydia.
My name's Andy.
And basically we're two former support workers coming together trying to navigate life. That is adulting.
Adulting, life. Not like we're experts ourselves.
No,
really.
No way. Literally just before we recorded, I was talking about how you're my support worker. So we're definitely not experts.
I mean, it's not, unheard of.
No. We support work each other.
It's okay because everyone needs a support network
They
in
do.
their life.
They
it's
do.
Fine.
That is very, yeah.
And if I happen to be your support network, I really hope you have other people in that case.
Yeah. Of course.
And we seem to have kind of took one heck of a left
This
turn.
is what happens when you don't plan.
No, we have planned this.
You've planned it.
Well,
I needed a break from last time. So I think just before we go on, I just want to, this one's obviously a lot lighter than the last episode. If you didn't listen to it, that's okay. Last episode was quite serious, talking about a very serious topic. So we just thought we'll have a bit of a lighter episode.
Yeah. So if you're brand new to us, we are two former support workers. If I can get my words out properly on a podcast, that would be helpful. We are two former support workers. We still work within a supported
accommodation organisation.
That thank you. Which is, I guess, the background to this.
Yes.
This is about kind of those life navigating bits and pieces, but it's also about sometimes talking about subjects that we don't really talk about in other walks of life at all. Which is, so every now and then we will probably have I don't want to say a special episodes or a theme of the week or anything like that, but that is exactly kind of how it'll probably come across.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And like we've talked about, in previous episodes, but I'll mention it again for those that are new. We try and make sure it's topical as well, what we're talking about. So try and make sure that it's kind of relevant to kind of what's going on around us as well.
Yes. So, for example, we won't be talking about Christmas in August, for example, because that would be ridiculous.
Even though I would love that, because I love Christmas.
There is some podcasts out there that do a Christmas episode in the summer.
Do you know what? There's like Christmas. I know we're going off the topic
and
now,
that's because Christmas, everyone's busy.
There's like Christmas like 24/7 channel. There needs to be a Christmas 24/7 podcast. I might start it.
I think if I was talking for 24 hours, new content throughout that time, that would be.
I love Christmas. But anyway,
I don't know. It could be great content actually. Yeah. As I gradually lose.
I've got an idea that I need to share with you after this.
Go on. Oh, okay. After
it's a surprise for the viewers. Yeah.
How are things? How's your fortnight been?
I'm tired because I have done a lot of walking recently.
Why have you done lots of walking recently?
I have my parents' dog staying with me for a week. Parents'
dog. Is this the dog that I think you should adopt?
Yes, but my parents would not be very happy. So it's a 1-year-old golden retriever called Bonnie. And she needs a lot of walking, and working full time with like 4-mile walks a day. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And golden retrievers, if you don't know, love mud.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, proceeded to roll around in a muddy puddle, and took me an hour to clean her.
You see, I've seen that video clip. And so much joy.
Oh, she's having the time of her life.
Why would so much joy be a problem to you, Lydia?
Because she's not the one that has to wash herself, is she? Took me an hour to wash all of that off.
You sound like such a dog mum.
But she's staying with me 2 weeks in January. So if you take your allergy medication, she could be here when we're filming.
Excellent.
Someone forgot to take that allergy medication, so I couldn't bring her in today.
Well, someone didn't. Someone may have had kind of eye issues last week, kind of had to go home, sleep lots. Someone may have gone to the pharmacy, got some, some special eye drops.
Someone had an allergic reaction to a dog that was in the building.
Well, it may have not helped, is the conclusion. I think I was having problems beforehand, and I think it just kind of took the problems
It just made it worse, yeah.
Made it worse. And all of a sudden, I'm just trying to, my eyes just all over the place, and drama. And I don't like drama. Not really.
No, if Chris was here...
Not when it involves myself.
No, if Chris Sharp was here, he'd be all over that drama. Chris loves the drama bus.
Hi, Chris.
Love you, Chris. But talking about ill health, though...
But yes, I didn't take it. I've not got it with me. Mistakes have been
Everyone
made.
Just boo Andy. Boo.
I obviously...
I'm joking, don't boo Andy.
This obviously kind of falls under the whole kind of not great at adulting at times ourselves.
Yes, that is true. But talking about ill health, though, it is that time of year where there's a lot of sneezes and coughs, like coughs? Sneezes and coughs going around. And I think between the two of us, we've been ill about once a month.
Yes, yeah. I think that is...
Like, you get better, I get ill.
I think
maybe we should stop hanging out.
It's almost as if we share germs at this point. Go down in time for the next podcast.
Yeah.
And it's all right. I've got a week off soon.
What?
It's fine. It's the reason why we're doing the thing we're doing. It's fine. Have you forgotten the plan?
I have forgotten the plan, but also I can't believe you're leaving me.
It's called half term.
Yeah, I know. We'll have a holiday, I suppose.
Anyway.
I
was talking to a friend of mine, right?
Yeah.
Who was...
You've got one of those, right?
I do have a friend outside the two of us, honest. And he was talking about his whole kind of flatmate conversation thing.
Oh, okay.
And about communication.
Ooh.
And actually, he was like, I just want to know when my flatmate is coming back from their time away. So, I was like, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Because, if there's a problem, then how would you know, my mate know how to, it's time to call the cops that this person's gone missing or
that's true,
anything like that, I was like, actually, I guess communication and telling people what is happening, and just it doesn't have to be the in-depth detail of your life. It can just be the headlines, but actually just telling people what's happening, and so they know what to expect.
100%. I think that's crucial.
An adulting kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess for me, I would have just no offense to anyone that didn't think it is. I just thought it'd be common sense, but clearly it's not. Clearly it's something that people don't know how to navigate, which is fine. But yeah, when I was a housemate, I'd always be like, oh, by the way, I'm away for these dates. I'll be back at this time.
Yeah, and that's so, if, I guess if nothing else, it means if your housemate hears a random sound in the house,
they know it's not you.
They know it's, and you're not there. They know it's probably wise to call the cops.
Yeah.
Or, something like that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But anyway, I was like, wow, you know what? I might actually take this opportunity to kind of mention John on the podcast.
Was his name John?
Yeah, his name's John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
I've never met you, but nice to meet you.
And so now maybe we can cajole him into listening.
Yeah. Maybe we should just go up to random people and say, look, we'll mention you in our podcast if you listen.
You act like we've not done that with some
I know, we have done that. Yeah.
Hi, Lizzie.
Hi, Lizzie, yeah. We may have done that to get her to listen.
But anyway.
No, but yeah, no, I think that's a good point, though. I'm glad that you had that conversation with John. Because, I think, for some people, they may not have considered that if they're living with other people.
I really hope that John's housemate doesn't listen to this now.
It's okay, John's housemate, if you're going away. We that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is
it's okay to go away. Just tell him.
Yeah, just you and John need to communicate.
Just
sit down over a table with a cuppa.
Yeah, be like, I should be back by this date. I might be back a few days earlier. I'm not sure,
but I'll let you know.
Yeah. That's all that's needed.
Yeah, that's it. Hope you have a nice time away, though, John's housemate.
Yeah, have fun. So after that bit of randomness,
yeah.
By the time this goes out, I guess the clocks are going to be changing in the next few days.
Isn't it?
So this should go out next Wednesday. So the clock's changing Sunday, the 27th of October. I think
that's next Sunday.
Excellent.
Not next Sunday.
It's not.
It's next Sunday for us because we're filming, but when it comes out, it's the Sunday. Yeah.
This coming Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And it's at that time of year when, we've been talking about the weather before we clicked record.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely pouring at the moment.
It's that time of year when people start talking about the weather a bit more, a bit about how it's kind of got dark and miserable.
I know, but I've got a bone to pick with the weather. It's too it's too humid. I want cold.
I'm sure cold is coming.
I know, but last winter it was too humid. It wasn't cold enough.
I've got to admit, walking around Christmas market in blazing sunshine was weird. I
know. I'm an autumn winter girl. Like, give me all the colds. Love it.
So you like this weather? You just like it to be a bit cold.
I like it to be cold. Yeah.
That's absolutely fine.
I'd appreciate that.
But it occurred to me that people at this time of year, some people kind of find themselves kind of catching their mood slipping.
True.
And they're just like, oh, this is just... I'm not going to finish that sentence because this is a family-friendly podcast. They're just generally down. Yeah,
just being like, don't want to get out of bed, don't want to really be doing anything. Might use the weather as an excuse to not be as active as they were in maybe the summer months.
That's exactly it. And actually, in their mind, the weather is a perfectly good reason.
Yes.
Because actually, why the heck would I want to go out in that?
Yeah, unless you've got a dog and then you have to go all weather round. But
unless, of course, you've got a dog, in which case you should get a dog and you should just adopt your parents' dog. We have gone off subject.
So what is it that we would call that then?
So this is a thing called seasonal affective disorder.
Okay.
Short for sad. Weird thing going on there. Let's move past it.
No puns, no jokes.
The idea is that your mood is impacted by the change of seasons.
Oh, okay.
And I guess the reason why I wanted to mention it is I remembered a few years back talking to a young person who was very much talking very casually about how their mood had slipped. And I was like, I realised that he wasn't in a great place like 9 months previously either.
Oh, because there was a pattern forming.
And I was like, mate, this was happening this time last year. I was like, and it was almost as if there were kind of light bulbs going off inside his eyes when it's like, oh, actually, yeah, when it is darker, when it is more winter-like, I feel like this.
Oh, okay. So does it just affect people in the winter months, sad, or can it be all year round?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest.
Oh, Andy, you were expected to be the man of all wisdom and knowledge.
I think it's generally recognised as being caused by the onset of the winter months, with the darkness and just general kind of feel of not wanting to go outside. I would personally argue you'd probably see this again come kind of January time when the Christmas lights go off.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And
it's Blue January, isn't it?
It's January, and there's no Christmas to look forward to. And January is the longest month ever, payday-wise. And all of a sudden, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I think that feel happens around this time of year.
Right, okay.
And I was like, well, actually, let's talk about that.
Yeah, true, yeah. I don't think...
There might be some people who've not heard of this before.
Yeah, I think I first heard about it in this job. I didn't know it was a thing beforehand. And it's only because a colleague has it. Or had it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's an actual thing. So, yeah, no, I think it's great that we're talking about it. I don't think it's something that's publicly talked about, or, there's not a lot of knowledge.
So I guess if you do kind of catch your mood kind of going down, particularly over the winter months, I mean, I don't want to take mental health advice in a light-hearted manner at all whatsoever.
No, of course not.
But all the kind of standard advice would apply.
Oh, of course,
and that's perfectly great. I mean, get yourself booked in with local counselling services.
Yes.
Talk to people. Make sure you're spend time with people and all of that.
Yeah. looking after your well-being and things like that.
Totally. There are a few kind of more
Specific,
that's the
bespoke.
word. Yeah, yes. Pieces of advice out there. Exercise. Actually, just get out.
But it's hard though.
It's hard
because of the weather.
I have started with a hard one.
Yeah, it is hard because obviously we've just talked about
There's
people.
no motivation.
Yeah, we've just talked about the weather affecting people's motivation to go out and do stuff. So
I have recently come across these cordless skipping ropes.
Oh.
So you can literally
I need one of
skip
those
inside without a rope.
Yeah.
Going around the place, and it's like a little thing in the handle.
Yeah, handle. Yeah.
I'm doing well with the words today.
I know. Does it connect with your phone then?
I guess some of them will. I've got to admit, I got a cheap one off Amazon, which costs less than a tenner.
I might need to get one. I love skipping.
It's like £8.
But something. I am accident prone, so I'd probably go flying if I actually used a skipping rope and break a leg.
So maybe a skipping rope isn't for you.
Yeah, but cordless.
But a cordless rope might be.
And in my head, I'm going to be the best skipper out there.
That's fine.
Or if you're in America, jump rope.
Jump rope, yes. Vitamins?
Oh, yes. What is it, vitamin D?
I want to say vitamin D.
Yeah, so vitamin D is what you get from sunlight, isn't it? And naturally, us in the UK are naturally vitamin D deficient. So I have vitamin D deficiency. That's also because the sun doesn't like me. I'm very pale and I burn, so I try and avoid it. But yeah, the UK, we tend to be mostly vitamin D deficient because we don't have that many sunny months. And obviously winter is the worst for it.
I just spend a lot of my time not in the sun anyway, so,
Yeah, because of your allergies. But also,
because hay fever.
I guess also though, like, because it's darker in the winter, I guess like lighting is going to be a solution.
Yeah, so there are two ways of looking at that.
Okay.
One is actually try your best to get outside.
When it's light.
When it is light, just try and get outside. It's not none of this is a magic solution that's going to make you feel better overnight or whatsoever. But it's a positive habit to kind of get into. But also you can get these like light boxes.
Yeah, so a colleague of ours has a special light bulb above their desk. Okay. Did you never know this?
I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, so that's why the lighting in the office is specifically different, because he has a different bulb. Okay. Yeah. So you can get specific light bulbs that are specifically there to help people with SAD. It's to do with the whole kind of like UV kind of light rays or something like that. So you can get specific light bulbs rather than getting a new light fixture or
I don't think the light bulbs cost the earth either.
No, they don't. You just need to do some research as to what kind of light bulbs are beneficial for SAD. There is stuff out there that will tell you that. But these light boxes, what are these light boxes?
It's literally a kind of thing with light.
Oh.
Kind of points it at you.
Oh, okay.
I think it was the precursor to light bulbs.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I think it was the thing that people would use before the light bulbs became more mainstream.
Okay.
In that you can now get like smart bulbs which have the UV-ness attached to it.
But I will say though, because like I was talking to someone about this and they were like, lighting, sunbeds. And I was like, ooh. Sunbeds. I
think that's something different.
That is something different, but also there's a health warning that comes with sunbeds. Whereas these lights, I'm guessing, are totally safe. Don't increases your chances of certain skin cancers like sunbeds would.
You know what? I'm gonna say yes. I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form. Do not take that as legal advice.
But they've obviously got to be safe though if they are being used and advertised to help treat SAD.
Yeah, and they're not with sunbeds. I don't have any experience in sunbeds at all.
Well, the purpose is to get tanned, isn't it?
Someone there. It's like a supervised activity. I guess that's the case for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's there to get a tan. Whereas light bulbs, you can order them from Amazon. You
just use them. You don't need any kind of special...
There's no training. There's no kind of special adult there.
But do you read the instructions though?
Always.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's sad. As in, you said that's sad. Oh, that's sad.
Sorry, did I get there first?
Yeah. Darn it. We are a bit out of sorts today, as you can probably tell in this podcast. This is what happens when we don't plan. But I do think that's good advice, but also it's good stuff to talk about.
The chaos a little bit more.
We are. I am so tired today.
For podcasts where it's a bit more serious. Shall we do weird news?
Weird news. Can I do my weird news article?
Do you want to do your weird news?
Hang on. How many have you got? Have you got 2?
I've got 1, really.
There's 2 on here.
Yeah, but 1 was... It's fine.
Okay. Cool. So I googled weird funny news, and Sky News actually have a whole thing dedicated to weird and wonderful news. And I came across this article, and I thought it was hilarious because it's kind of serious, but also kind of like funny. So the heading is World Conker Championships investigates cheating concerns after winner found with a steel nut.
Wait, what? So what?
I just realised what that says.
Wait, what?
Organisers say they're still in look at video evidence, but believe the steel conker was kept in a winner's pocket throughout. Sorry, I need a minute. Reading that article. Woo! Professional. Yeah. The World Conker Championships is investigating after the men's championship was found with a steel chestnut in his pocket. David, I'm not going to name and shame him. If you want to know his name, Google it. 82 was victorious in Sunday's event. It was his first win after competing since 1977. So that's how long he's been competing.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
He was clearly desperate to win. Mm-hmm. The veteran player known as the King Conker recorded several victories in which he destroyed the other's player Conker with 1 hit. So he's a one-hit wonder. His opponent in the final, Alistair, told the Telegraph that he raised concern after his Conker disintegrated in 1 hit, and that just doesn't happen.
Apparently,
there is someone at the door that just freaks me out. Oh. A fake steel Conker.
Peering through.
A fake steel Conker painted brown was later found in his pocket.
Whoa.
He denied using it during the tournaments. Mm-hmm. He just said it was with him for humour value. But now there is a whole investigation into his steel nut.
And on that note, we'll move on to talk about frogs. So, weird news this week about frogs.
Oh, okay.
We've done one about whales.
You did, which I thought there was people with whales in them.
That I cannot help, and I'm still looking. This week about frogs. Now, 7 new frog species have been discovered in Madagascar, which sound more like they belong in outer space than an African island nation.
What?
Instead of croaking, these new species of boophis frogs instead emit a bird-like whistling, which wouldn't sound out of place on the USS Enterprise. So this one for Star Trek fans. So, of course, the research team who discovered the frogs decided to name them after 7 of the most iconic captains in the Star Trek sci-fi series. So
there is species frogs
types
now.
Of frogs out there called Kirk, Picard, Cisco, Janeway, Archer, Burnham, and Pike.
I love Star Trek. I'm more of a fan of Star Trek over Star Wars, personally. Just thought I'd throw that out there for a bit of debate.
Star Trek versus Star Wars. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let's see who's won. Star Trek all the way. But that is amazing, though, that there's frogs now that are named after kind of Star Trek captains.
And actually, can I play this? Is that playing?
I can't hear anything.
That really isn't working.
Hang on, let me try it on mine.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, hang on, I've got it. Oh, that's an advert.
and that is exactly what I was trying to avoid. But it's okay. I'm going to put a link to this in the show notes. Yeah. I'm going to try and bring this back to a level of professionalism.
Yeah, sorry, this has been chaos central.
Lydia has...
I've lost it. I don't think I ever had it, to be honest. But
and this could be the last episode of What's ever, because we might get some...
But also, though, I just would like to say before we cut off, thank you so much for some of the positive feedback that we've been getting with regards to the podcast. I'm really, we're really glad that those that you're watching are enjoying it, because, you know, that's what we want, really. We enjoy filming it, as you can tell, with some of the craziness that we get up to and the chaos that we deal with. And that's just Andy having to deal with me. But yeah, no, we're so glad that you enjoy it, because, yeah, we wanted this for you. So yeah, thank you so much for the positive feedback, guys. We appreciate you.
So on that positive, professional note,
I'm kind of professional.
thank you for watching and or listening to What's for Tea. You can find us on all good podcast providers as well as YouTube. Please subscribe and say, and
yeah, please do. That's it.
you should come back next time.
See you next time. Bye.